Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. And before you say anything, I might sound a little different because I'm in a different location now. I'm actually in my new apartment for university. So it sounds like there's going to be a lot of background noise because my air conditioner isn't too far from my desk, and it seems like there's a lot of echo in this room. So you're just going to have to bear with me while I live here. But that's all besides the point. The purpose of this video today is we're going to be looking at the new herbs that came out with the wilderness tasks earlier this month. And if you couldn't tell from the title already, these are the Bloodweed herbs. With them came 3 new potions, which are the Luck, Camouflage, and Aggression potions. So all of these potions have really cool effects, and because of that, I feel like the Bloodweed herbs are going to keep a significant value for a very long time. So I wanted to make this video to basically tell you guys to farm this herb, because it is very good money. So with that said, I want to go through each potion. So the first one is the Luck Potion, and what this does is each dose gives you the effect of a Ring of Wealth for 1 hour. And on the surface, this sounds really cool. You know, you get the better chance of drops, better rewards from some mini games, and other things. It sounds really cool, but does it really help you? I mean, it's kind of up to the person, because a lot of people just switch to the Ring of Wealth at the end of the kill on a lot of bosses, and they don't really care. You still can use your best ring and just switch to the Ring of Wealth right when the kill ends, unless something has changed with that mechanic, without my knowledge. So I really see this potion only catering to the people that are like super lazy and don't want to do that, or people that don't even do Ring of Wealth in general. This would be a cool potion to use. So they can still get the effect. As for the second one, the Camouflage Potion, this one is going to be super useful. Unfortunately, this one is untradeable. The other 2 are tradable, so just keep that in mind. If you make this, you will not be able to sell it. But as for the effect, if you drink this, you get your player minimap dot removed for a minute. So like the dot that appears on the minimap for other players to where you are is gone for a whole minute. I'm not 100% sure if there's a cooldown on this 1 minute thing, like if you can do it continuously, but this seems very useful if you do warbands, or if you're wanting to PK people without people knowing that you're coming. Granted, they can still see you in game, so you gotta watch out for that, but if you're trying to escape from possible enemies that haven't seen you yet, this is a really good way of doing that. I'll probably use a couple of these to do some solo warbands. Maybe it'll help me out not getting PK'd every single wave. But anyway, for the third potion, these are probably the most usable for most players. And this is probably the potion that'll keep the value of Bloodweed high. So the Aggression Potion will make nearby enemies aggressive to you for 6 minutes. So for a lot of Slayer tasks, you have to click each monster, such as Dark Beasts, Abyssal Demons, and I could go on forever. This makes it so that they all attack you, and this would make Slayer way more AFK as long as you have the Auto Retaliate on. So yeah, this is like the holy grail of the potions. Honestly, this is what most people will want, and I definitely see myself using this when going for 120 Slayer. So, but before I go and show you how to grow the Bloodweed and how much money I actually make from it, I do want to warn you with the Aggression Potions that keep in mind, if you're within that 6 minutes, like if you're still in the aggressive mode, I guess, and you go to get a Slayer task from Morvran, the elves around him will attack you. Just be wary about that. That is the only gripe with it, I guess, but it isn't that big of a deal. You just got to be a little careful. So for the requirements to farm Bloodweed, you need 57 farming, and then you also need 57 herblore if you want to clean them. But I would also recommend having the hard wilderness tasks completed, because if you have those done, your Bloodweed patch in the wilderness will never become diseased, and that will save you tons of money, and it will make you way more money in the long run. Because you'll see, the seeds are pretty expensive, and if you lose one, it could make a pretty big dent in your profit. So how to get your seeds is a little different from just buying it from the GE, because I've tried for several days now, if not like a week, trying to buy these seeds from the GE for anything around 50k, and it just doesn't happen. You can get them from opening the muddy chest, pickpocketing rogues, and killing revenants, but it seems like they're probably super rare because I cannot find them in the GE for any decent price. The best way for me to get them is to go to the bandit shop in the bandit camp. Keep in mind you do have to skull yourself, otherwise you'll get killed in there. by talking to Mr. X or just attacking another player, but I'd recommend Mr. X. So once you're into that bandit camp, you can buy 5 seeds in a 24-hour period, I believe, or however often the shops refresh, and I think it is at reset. I could be wrong, but for me it seems like it is. And you also might as well buy the 3,000 broad arrowheads while you're at it. So just bring a couple food and 400k and you'll get your 5 seeds per day. So unless you can buy them from the GE, you might be limited to 5 runs per day, but you could also get your friends to do this for you as well if they don't want to grow it. So for the actual farm run, the items that you'll need are obviously a super compost or the lunar spell to do the same thing. I would also recommend having a wilderness sword 1 or higher because it gives you a free teleport to the wilderness herb patch, and if you don't have that, I wouldn't really recommend farming it, but let's say you don't have that, you can go to the Waka in Edgeville and take the Waka all the way up. I would strongly recommend having Juju farming potions, which you can buy from the GE. Having any of the Green Fingers auras, I would recommend having the highest possible. I have the legendary one, which means I get 15% more crops on average, and then Magic Secateurs is definitely recommended. I just have them in the tool belt, that's why you don't see them. Just keep in mind you can get PK'd, and speaking of that, shout out to one of my viewers, Guildarts, for not PKing me when he found me at the patch. Like, he was going to do his herb, and he saw a green dot. He didn't PK me, so thank you, man. Really appreciate it. I almost shat myself when I saw another person teleport there with PK gear. But either way, I've been farming this herb for like 4 to 5 days. I've managed to do 17 seeds so far. And because they're 50k each, that's like about 850k starting price. If you include the Jujus, that'll probably put it up close to $1 million. So let's say my money I spent on this is about $1 million. So yeah, here we are with the 17 seeds worth of herbs, and I got 204. And with my magical math skills, that's about 12 herbs per patch on average. But I can tell you that I had a few patches that gave me like 5 and 6, which were pretty sad. I still profited, but not much. But my very last patch, though, gave me 26. And that is actually my second best I've ever had, ever. And I have, 175 million farming almost. And you might be wondering, how much are these worth? So it says 17k, but just a couple days ago, they were 15. So I know they're very expensive compared to the GE, so we're going to put them at 20k. Like 4 days ago, I sold them for 23k each, so I'm hoping it's around there. I'm assuming they might have gone down a little bit, but let's see. If it does sell for this, that's 3 mil profit in a couple days, doing 1 minute of effort every couple hours. And unfortunately, it does not sell for 20k, but maybe that means people are actually catching on, it makes sense, or maybe no one's buying any right now. So we're just going to sell them for med, see if they actually sell. And they do sell right away, and they sold for 500k above. And if you look at the history, they actually sold for almost 20k each. So I wasn't super wrong. And even if they keep their value to, like, let's say 15k, let's say they go down another like 5k, 15k per herb when you're only paying 50k for the seed is crazy. So yeah, I just made 3 mil in a couple days, doing 1 minute of effort. And because I'm making so much money here, I've actually started to do normal herbs again. And I'm in the process of working on 100 herb runs, including the Bloodweed, and we're going to see what happens with that. But yeah, I know this video was pretty long for just a farming 1 herb video, but I just thought that this was a really cool update from Jagex, considering how much I like farming, and the 3 new potions are very useful throughout the game. I just wanted to show you guys a good way of making pretty quick money with absolutely no work. Hopefully this video doesn't fuck up this method. Probably won't, seeing as the potions are really good, but we'll have to see. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.